us here for the hearing regarding a considered proposed 0.5% increase to the sales and use tax to be levied. I'd like to call this public. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Glad to be here. I kind of want to pick up the thread that I started back in August when I met with the three commissioners and explained to them the world for prosecution, the world for law enforcement, and how it has changed. As the sheriff alluded to, it wasn't long ago when there was a posting for openings for police departments and civil service exams to be taken. There were hundreds of applicants. Now there are maybe dozens if you're lucky. Once there was a time, just 3 years ago, where if I had an opening for an assistant prosecutor, all I had to do was put out a notice in the law schools just in the northern Ohio area, and I would have more resumes than I could deal with. And I would have the pick of the people I wanted to hire. Something has changed in America. For some reason, people don't want to be police officers. For some reason, lawyers coming out of law school do not want to be prosecutors. And I think that reason is pretty evident. There's an anti-law enforcement thread going through our country. And it's making our job much harder because we can't attract people. And in the prosecutor's office specifically, if there are fewer attorneys who are graduating from law school who want to be prosecutors, and we have the same number of prosecutors' offices, that means we're all competing for a much smaller group. And the salaries have been rising, quite rapidly through all of the larger the counties. I check them regularly. Cuyahoga County, Summit County, Portage County, the counties that have a larger population, like Lake County. We're the 11th largest county in the state of Ohio, population-wise. I think we're the 7th wealthiest, population-wise. But yet we're coming to a point in our criminal justice system where we have to start spending more money. I will say that I don't think that the past boards of commissioners have spent sufficient to keep up with it, and we need to find the additional revenue so that we can keep up with the necessities for law enforcement. I've been trying to hire a prosecutor for 2 years. Actually, I've been trying to hire 2 prosecutors for a year. Excuse me, I said that backwards. I've been trying to hire 2 prosecutors for a year. It took me almost a year to find 2. But in the meantime, I had 3 resign to go to different government offices at higher fees. So I'm still at a net deficit. I don't have the depth of personnel that I need to prosecute. If everybody is healthy, and if nobody goes on vacation, and if nobody gets pregnant, then we manage. But we need depth because people do go on vacation, people do get sick, and quite frankly, I have 4 assistant prosecutors right now that are going to be taking 12 weeks of maternity leave all this spring. If I lose 4 people, it becomes almost impossible to make sure we get the job done correctly. So what we need to do is create, and the only way that I know to do it, to create a stronger prosecutor's office so we can continue to be as tough as we are, because we are tough on crime. In Lake County, if you commit a crime, you're held responsible. We don't plea bargain it away like some of the other counties. And I'm not trying to disparage counties like Cuyahoga County. You know, they have so many cases they can't do anything but that. But we can hold people accountable, and we do. And it's not just the prosecutor's office, it's the police, the sheriff's department that are doing that. And it's the judges backing up the prosecutor's office when we do make those recommendations, and we do prosecute a case, and we do want to go to trial, because we do go to trial in Lake County. Some counties don't even have trials. They just plea bargain everything away. We want to hold them responsible. So it's a group effort. It takes for the justice system. It's a group effort between the 3: the police, the sheriff, the prosecutors, and the judges. And I just was talking to a judge not too long ago who needs to hire a new staff attorney, and he can't find one because the competition he's seeing, is the federal court in Cleveland, who pays like staff attorneys right out of law school $150,000 a year. And I forget what his budget was, but it's somewhere in the $60,000 range. You know, he's not going to get a staff attorney. He's still looking for one, as far as I know. I know in the prosecutor's office, and as I explained to you back in August, right now we have built up, I think, the strongest core of prosecutors I've had since I've been in office. And I've been in office now 28 years. We have some of the best talent we've ever had. We have some of the most aggressive and competent trial attorneys, and we need to keep them. We need to keep them. We can't keep losing them to higher paying jobs in other places. And so that just means we have to increase our budget. The only way that I know how to compete with the other counties is to raise the salaries. I don't know any other way to do that. I can't tell you how many people that I interviewed, and they just don't want the job for what we can offer them. And we have to keep them. We have to keep our experienced people, because we want career people. In the sheriff's office, they want career people. They want people that are going to start in the sheriff's office and grow and get experience, and then raise in ranks through the sergeants, through the officers, the lieutenants, and maybe someday be a new sheriff. Long time from now, sheriff, I hope. And the same thing with the prosecutor's office. We want people who are dedicated to Lake County, who care about Lake County and want to make sure this is a safe community. Because if we have a safe community, that's better economically for the whole community. People are going to want to move in here, people want to go to school here, people are going to start businesses here, people are going to come and shop here if they know it's safe. And so I think that this proposed tax increase is absolutely necessary for the criminal justice system in Lake County. If we're going to stay at the same level we are now, in fact, if we want to improve, we have to have it. And so I'm very much in support of this sales tax because I know that this is what the criminal justice system in Lake County needs. And I know there are other requirements that the commissioners have to consider besides the criminal justice system, and that are going to attack the general fund and be a strain on the general fund. But law enforcement has to come first, because that's the most important. The most important function of government is the protection of its people. And in Lake County, that we protect them through our criminal justice system. And so I'm very in favor of it. And if you have any specific questions, I'd be glad to answer them for you.
Very good. Thank you, sir.